Now I'm going to iron my bag, and this fabric is actually made out of polyester and cotton. So if I iron it purely on cotton, it will actually get burnt and it will kind of shrink. So although it's not made out of silk or wool, I'm going to turn this to silk and wool before I switch it on, and that will mean that it will still iron the crinkles out, but it won't burn the fabric. I have the bag over the end of the ironing board. The seam is sticking up like this, and I actually want to flatten this seam out. So I'm going to get the iron and I'm going to actually iron that down. So I don't need to iron it all the way to the bottom, maybe just about halfway would be great. So that's just going to go there like that, make it nice and flat. And also do the other one. Now I'm going to turn over this edge at the top. So there's the name, it's still inside out, and I'm going to fold it towards the inside all the way around the top. So here it's folded, and now I'm going to measure it, and I want it to be 4 centimeters from the fold to the edge of the raw edge. Do both of the ends first, so where it's got the seam, so this side here, and then I've also done this one here, and I've actually folded it and then I've put a pin in quite close to that folded edge, and you'll see why in a minute. Do the same all the way around the top of the bag. So now I've done it all the way around the top, and those pins are just in nice and close to the top edge because I'm also going to fold this bottom edge. So this bottom edge is actually going to be tucked in, and then it will be folded under like this. And this part from here to here needs to be 2.5 centimeters. So this is the first part that I've refolded. So I've folded up that bottom bit, and what I've done is I've put a pin in there so that it's going all the way through from the front through to the back, and it's holding it going downwards so that it's holding up this bottom bit that's just been folded under as well. Okay, so I can actually just pull this one out, or I could just leave it there for now. So I've done that end, and then I've also done again that end, and then now I'm doing the middle again, so 2.5 centimeters, which basically means that I've turned up 1.5 underneath because I started with 4. Okay, so now I've pinned them all. So initially it was 4 centimeters from this fold to the raw edge, then I rolled it up the raw edge, and now it's basically measuring 2.5 centimeters from here, and this is going to be the outside of my bag, so it's still inside out. Now I'm going to take it to the sewing machine and sew. I've set up the bag over the sewing machine and I've put it over the free arms. This is the free arm here. It means that it's going to go around the machine. As I stitch, this will actually go around. It will stay flat from this direction, but basically then I'll be able to pull further around and it will just continue sewing. Okay, now I've got the machine set so that the inside of the foot there is along the edge of the fold there, and it means that my stitching is going to be very straight. Stitching along the edge of that fold there. As I get to each pin, I'll just pull them out. Now I'm coming up to where I started, so I'll just basically be stitching along there until I get to the same spot where I started, and I will stitch over the first 3 or 4 stitches. Instead of doing back stitch, that just locks those stitches off for me, and cut these loose threads. Okay, I've got my bag over the ironing board again, except I've got it the right way out, so the stitching is all on the inside for the seams. You can see where the seam was, and this is actually the outside of the casing. So I'm just going to iron this. It basically smooths out those stitches and makes them sit neater, and it also means that the whole bag will just look a little bit nicer if it's on. Okay, the bag is finished except for the cord, and the cord needs to go in around the side in here, and basically it's just these stitches at the very top here that I'm actually going to unpick. I'm not going to unpick the fabric, so I'm not going to break the fabric, I'm just going to unpick those stitches. So just basically those ones there. just going to unpick these stitches now. So just in the top, just at one of the sides on the outside, and if you look really closely you can actually see where my stitches are. So I'm going to put the unpicker underneath one or two of those stitches and use that little cutting blade there. So the pointy end goes under and then it cuts it. You don't want to cut the fabric, you just want to cut the stitch. Okay, once you've done a few of the stitches, so I can do a few more, just another one or two, then you get your ribbon or your cord. Now I've got enough ribbon on my safety pin to go around the top of my bag and then have a little bit left over, so it's quite long. And I just go into the side here and I go push, push, pull, push, push, pull. I've got blueberries on my finger, I've just realized, so I'm going to have blueberries in this video. Okay, now when I get to this bit here where the two seams sort of join, it's easy now to get the pin stuck in there. If you get the pin stuck, you just kind of push this top bit down so you can help the pin to get through. Here I am just coming out of the other side, and I'll just pull that out. I'll unhook the safety pin and I'll just join those two ribbons. You could use ribbon or cord here, and it depends on how you want to knot it. I'm actually just going to put the two together and then just tie them in a knot like this, and then I'll cut the ends off. Because it's ribbon, it's easier to stop them from fraying if you cut them in a sort of a cross section like that rather than going straight across to an angle. Okay, and now the top of my bag has got a draw cord, and I can pull that and the whole thing will pull up like this, which becomes now a handle, but also it stops things from falling out.